welcome to LowerBitrate, the podcast, episode number 41.
Hey, welcome everybody.
For a small internet podcast.
Teeny tiny, but big dick energy. Sorry, Mom.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Just want to remind you guys, register to vote if you can. I think registration day was a few days ago.
It was yesterday. So make sure you register to vote. I love that, like, all the social media I used, even Spotify was like, hey, today's register to vote day. And I appreciated how many celebrities I saw supporting it too. It just reminded me of like, ooh, I'm going to age myself, but like Rock the Vote back in the day, just how much of an impact I think it had on the youths.
Yeah, I'm 21 and I remember Rock the Vote, so you're not that old.
21. Man, I would not go back to age 21 anyway. Keep going.
Yeah, this one was a weird one because I don't know, don't judge me, but I was on Twitter looking at, the hashtags as I do, trying to get my weekly depression in, the quota. And there was a stripper video that was like a register to vote video. I was like, this is not my demographic, and this is not what I normally watch, but I am thoroughly entertained.
Well, because it was a cause that you're passionate about. Way to go, lady.
Ladies.
Do your thing, ladies. I love that, people ever getting creative and will use their talents, skills to support good causes, like the nude model that sold nudes to benefit the Australian fires.
I almost gave that.
Me too, just to support, like just to be a part of something that was really was directly benefiting victims.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Check out our link tree. We have a whole bunch of links that are important. If you want to find our socials, the YouTube,
Yeah.
and other places where the podcast is.
Yeah, make sure you're following us on Twitter for those links as well. Like, we post Discord links for movie night. So we're at LowerBitrate on Twitter. Please check us out there as well. Sometimes there's some stale memes too, so follow.
I feel personally attacked.
Yeah, I was trying not to make it personal, but Lou tweets the stale memes.
Yeah, and if you're listening and if we ever have to cancel something or if we have to announce something, it's most likely going to be in the Discord and on the Twitter. Those are the two places where it's definitely going to be. So check those out.
We remember, I forget to promote movie night in there, but yeah, speaking of that, join us. The reason we post Discord links is because we do a weekly movie night on Monday evenings. So join us for that. We've been having a really good time. Just finished some comedies. So, I mean, so many movies that I want to watch for movie night. I feel like we've been watching some amazing movies.
Some classics, some new trash bins.
Except, you know what I'm talking about. The one with Mulan, and then you're blocking it out of your memory. The Beauregard.
Yeah, let's not talk about that one.
Blame Bobby for that one.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bobby, but it was your fault.
Yeah, and also with the Discord, we've been running some Among Us lobbies.
Mm-hmm.
Those have been pretty fun.
Yeah, join the Discord, made some new Among Us friends, got, a few people, enough for us to really get a game going, and also just be in chat with some cool folks. So I like it. Also, I suck at that game still. People always suspect me to be suspicious because I'll just follow people around to do tasks, and then I forget how to kill people when I'm actually the imposter. It's just oh man, that's why I don't stream it. I just have a problem with the controls, WASD, just grind the walls as I walk, move so slow.
Yeah, I have a hard time opening up the map and trying to, because I do look suspicious, but I normally just press tab to look at the map and then move that way.
Yeah.
But you're not as bad because I saw when we played, I think it was yesterday, I saw someone try to kill you, but then accidentally vented twice in front of you. But I don't think you saw it because I think the whatever you were doing was in the way. I was like, okay.
I'm good at dodging the kills. I didn't even realize. Something too I want to mention is a strategy I've been using. I don't know if it's a good one. I've been trying to learn the map, but like having even a map open in a browser window, just because they're like, where was the body, even for that purpose.
Yeah.
But I like it. There's a lot you can be thinking about. You can't just be wandering, bumping into walls like I do. Because even erratic behavior will they might not see it as suspicious, but I don't know. It's been fun learning how to play. Like a strategy, like I said, that I was using was trying to remember the colors that were running with me doing tasks. So
That is the hardest part for me, remembering who it is, because I call people out that weren't even there.
I started saying it out loud, but I was like, "Ooh, I'm in chat," but it's like, oh, trying to remember. The imposter could be running within that group too. Anyway, Among Us, play it, $5. Come join us in
For
the
free on
Discord.
mobile.
Oh yeah. There's crossplay. I even downloaded it on my iPad. It looks real good.
It is pretty crisp on the iPad.
I like it.
Okay. How was your week?
Yeah, let's talk about weeks. Honestly, one week is just a hellscape into the next. So, hanging in there. Some good news I'd like to share is that I have a foster puppy. It's my first time fostering a dog. It was just a dream I always had. So, living a dream right now. Was not planning on getting a puppy, but here I am with a 4-month-old Aussie. So, if you want, he has an Instagram. If you guys would like to follow him, I haven't promoted it anywhere, but it's just cute pictures of him, and it's scout_the_trooper on Instagram. If you want to see more pics of him,
Yeah,
he's
if
cute.
you can't remember that, I'll put it in the YouTube video and in the description. He is a cutie.
Yeah, just look at the puppy pics. I mean, it's been real nice to just have that like puppy energy, just the like puppy love. They just have so much love for everybody. So it's been really nice. Adopt or foster, help out with the cause of animals that need homes.
What's his vibe like?
He's chill. I mean, he was just whining a minute ago, but he does really good. I'm keeping him in a pen in the middle of the house, just so he can always like watch and see and be near my roommate and I, because that's what he likes. But if we are not in the middle of the house, I turn on Sesame Street for him. So he just likes to listen to it, or I leave the screen door, like I open the door and let him like just look out the screen door and listen to the sounds. Yeah, he's energetic in the mornings and the evenings, which means he like kind of is a whirling dervish, just kind of scoots around in circles because he's disabled. But then he's chill. It's really chill in the midday. Just sleeping. Want to figure out how to do a dog cam with this giant pen I have him in, because he's cute.
Indeed.
Also to promote something that I'm passionate about, which is, animals. Just got a big heart for animals and really excited to finally be able to like really be involved and give back, because my precious, Tom Tom, who I lost just a month ago to cancer, he was a foster and I adopted him. So was I'm just really forever grateful to people that just give back.
Adopt, don't shop.
Find a companion. Mixed breeds, I think, make the best companions, the best dogs, in my opinion, here if you're looking for a dog to adopt.
Yeah.
Anyway, also, how was your week? And then I guess we have
It's fine. I had the throat tickles earlier in the week, so I was like, Is this
Here we
Rona
go.
or is it not Rona? Not Rona. I was just tired. Trying to flip my sleep schedule. I was previously sleeping during the day and up
Mm,
all night, which is not that
that
great.
the gamer life.
Yeah, I'm not cut out for the gamer life anymore. We can talk about this some other time. But yeah, Path of Exile Heist League came out. Uh, didn't gamer butt it. Played it a little bit here, a little bit there. I think that's fine.
Yeah, I
Fault.
tried Mario Sunshine
Oh yeah, that
and
did come out. Uh, we'll talk about that in a minute.
okay.
I have some thoughts on that. Um, yeah, a little bit of fault and same old shit. Really, nothing has really changed.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that happy Mario in my life, but um just been a really rough like few days. So man, I'm itching to stream. I'll do it soon. I always come back to it. It's just life gets in the way.
It really does. So okay, so we're gonna jump around a little bit. Super Mario 3D All Stars came out
Mm-hmm.
on Friday. I have a whole story to tell you about that week it came out, which was last week. What do you think?
That you bought
You're hype?
multiple copies.
No.
Oh,
Hype by the game. I only got one copy. I'm not a monster.
yeah, it's great. I'm glad. I'm really excited to play Mario Galaxy on my Switch. I plan to stream it, like watch me fail. That game is hard with the motion controls, like motion controls the whole time with collecting the bits. I'll play that game as long as I can, but it triggers my OCD because of the star bits that are always raining down. And I'm like, must gather all. Like I remember last time I played, I had like 99,000 or something star bits. It's just no reason to have so many.
Did you play on the TV or did you play handheld?
Uh, I think I played some on the TV and then I played Mario Sunshine handheld.
Mario Sunshine on the handheld mode. I haven't played it on the TV, but I kind of don't like to play games. Well, the Switch games on the TV. They don't upscale to 4K, so they look a little weird.
Oh,
Um, yeah, it looks so good, real good. Fun fact: all those games are emulated. They're not
wow.
running native on the Switch. Apparently, this is what was posted online. So, are we gonna be getting a GameCube and an N64 Virtual Console pretty soon? We already have the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo. I think the 64 should be next.
You think they're gonna go to virtual console? Like they've really gone away from that. Um,
Yeah, but they
Instead of just having people buy games, like normally like release them like remasters like they did with 3D. Like what if they did a Wind Waker remaster, which on the Wii U was a fantastic remaster.
yeah, I think for the bigger titles, yeah, I'd be cool with that. But
Oh,
well, Super Mario 64 is not a big title. Let's be honest. That game is super dated. Just like
it's
I
hard.
I wouldn't want to see an Ocarina of Time like remaster unless it's fully overhauled.
Hmm.
Because that game is by 2020 standards trash.
Yeah. It's so frustrating. And then I have like friends that are good at it and love it. And I'm just like, oh,
Yeah, I
wow,
mean,
I'm such a noob.
that comes from a different time of gaming. I mean, look at the Nintendo 64 controller. So weird
Hmm.
and obscure. It goes against the ideology that every company has adopted. The two thumbsticks, the four buttons, four face buttons, and the four shoulder buttons. Um,
Yeah, not my favorite controller, but also not the worst.
what's the worst one?
Maybe that Steam one with touchpads instead of thumbsticks.
I don't know. I'd rather have that than only have one axis. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But yeah, that controller doesn't exist for a reason.
Didn't you use the yellow buttons on the N64 controller to like control the camera
Yes, the
in
C
Mario?
buttons.
Yes, that was hard. Like a very angular adjustment of a camera for something that's in a 3D world, like a 360 world. Yeah, difficult.
Yeah. I hope you guys got your copy. It's sold out
Yeah.
everywhere.
Also, if you got pins, let me know. I'm just curious, like, was anyone able to get any? It sold out very quickly. I got 5 of the 6 missions done and then found out that it was no more.
Not really. Yeah, I
Yeah,
won't even bother. You could
not
probably
even
buy
getting.
them on eBay, maybe for like $20. I don't know if that's worth it, but
I just wanted the set. It was one from like each Mario, like a really cool Tanuki suit Mario.
hmm,
That's how you say it, right? And then a Super Mario World with like his cape on a green Luigi. I thought that was cute. I just wanted the like pin set one because they're going to do another one, but you know, exclusives trigger the nerd in me. Like,
yeah. If you didn't get the physical copy, you can buy the digital one.
oh,
60
nice.
bucks.
Okay. I'd recommend it if you like Mario's.
Yeah. Let's jump around. Um, this
Yeah.
one was funny. This one was hilarious. We have two hilarious ones coming up, and they kind of link together.
Okay. Do you want
Elgato
to?
ring light.
Yeah. I was like, is this where we're starting?
Mm-hmm. Personally, okay, so backstory. Elgato was its own company, and they got bought out by Corsair.
Mm,
And Corsair is basically running their shit. And I know this because my capture card, I got it refurbished on
mm-hmm.
Amazon for like, I don't know, $70 or so. And it said Corsair outlet. I was like, why? This isn't Elgato. So yeah, apparently they bought them. And they have
Wow.
a tendency to, they're like the Apple of gaming shit. Because they have overpriced things.
Does it deliver? I mean, I think it does, the Elgato. But like the Stream Deck is worth the price. Do you agree?
Yes.
So then why
No, it's worth the convenience. It's not worth the price.
isn't it $100? I got mine for 75 on
I
a Black
paid.
Friday deal.
I got
Worth
mine's at
it.
release for 150.
Oh, okay. Even
Um,
for 150, how much it improves your stream, I think it's worth it, and just the effort you put into producing it. Um, I recommend it.
yeah, I
Um,
mean,
if you're streaming regularly, yes.
right, or not even if you don't need to stream. A lot of people use the Stream Deck for hotkeys to edit videos.
That's
So
true. Take clips. I tried to set that up. Um, it worked for a while. Like clip this. I could clip it myself while live, so I didn't have to go back.
yeah, but they have a $200 ring light, and
Yes.
I don't think it's worth $200.
No, it's definitely not worth $200. There's alternatives for under $60 that you can buy literal ring lights, the same product on, many electronics websites. Or even like a camera, type website. Explain this to me. This is just like the key light, right? Like maybe they're pricing it to be the same price as their key light. Like what if they came out with a ring light for $60, which would be a fair price? They could even mark it up to like 75 or 100. But then no one would buy the key lights perhaps. So I'm just wondering if they're like, you got to buy either one. It doesn't matter what you choose.
Yeah.
They're both overpriced lights.
Yes.
I
So
just want to mention too, I looked up. So a ring light is very inexpensive, included with a stand on Amazon. And I think you can stream with one ring light. I personally don't use it. I use really the stream. My stream's held together with duct tape and like stuff around my house. So it's a miracle that it runs. But then I looked up how much a key light alternative was, because I'd never done that. You can find a dimmable LED panel for under $55, and then you need to pair it with a clamp mount, which will be $13 times 2, so $26. So altogether, under $100 for a key light, something very similar.
You could even DIY it and it could be cheaper.
True.
But with Elgato, right? You're not really paying for the hardware. The Stream Deck, the design was made by somebody else. Elgato didn't make that. They just rebranded it. What you're paying for is their software.
Right. The added functionality.
Yeah. So it's like the pseudo autonomous, like auto streaming setup or whatever. But yeah, don't buy this for $200. There's no reason.
Don't buy the lights. Yeah.
The Stream Deck, worth it. The mic, maybe, depending on your budget. The green screen, I don't know. That's a 50-50 for me, maybe.
I don't know. Not interested in green screens. I don't use one because I'm lazy.
Yeah, I just know that they make it very simple to set up and put it down. I've done cloth green screens were trash that fell on me a couple of times. I've painted walls green. Yeah, not fun. This ties in to what I'm dubbing game timber. Overpriced bullshit. So this is a multifaceted one. So PlayStation 5 came out and did a little event where they showed off some games. They released the price of the PlayStation 5 and $500 for the PlayStation 5. And they have a different strategy from Microsoft. And they're making a digital-only console for $400. No optical drive, so no Blu-ray, no Ultra HD, etc., etc. Okay. Microsoft already unveiled their price.
Okay.
$500 for the Series X. And the Series S, which is supposed to give you like 1440p gaming that looks like a washing machine. Or I think $299. So they're doing a different.
No, it looks like a drive-through microphone.
Yes. Order your spicy nuggets from McDonald's. So that's their spiel, Xbox's spiel. And then they had something added on top of that where you could finance the Xbox for $35 a month for the Series X or $25 a month for the Series S. I don't know who that Series S caters to. I don't know. I like the PlayStation formula more because you get the same games, but you just have it digitally. But RIP to all those kids that are gonna get a digital console with physical games. So
sad Christmas.
Yeah.
Sorry,
so we had
funny.
That coming out. Pre-orders went live for the PS5 the day after, the day of that announcement. Bonkers. Everything crashed. Everything crashed. Best Buy crashed everything. So Microsoft said our pre-orders are going to go up on the 22nd, which was yesterday.
Yeah.
We're going to do a better job than PS5. Hell no, they didn't. Worse. Worse. I was trying to get a console. I don't know why. I'm dumb. I was just trying to get one. I wanted to see the experience. It's content for me. That's it. Either way, if I didn't get one or got one, it's content no matter what. That was the worst launch I've ever experienced.
Really, the worst?
Literally the worst. At least with sneakers, I can take my L straight to my ass. Just straight away, get over it, and move on with my day. This was the most long, drawn out, refreshing F5 bullshit ever. And each website had its own different problem. Microsoft's website, I posted this on Twitter. I retweeted them like, yeah, we have the best cloud capabilities. I was like, yeah, motherfucker, your website doesn't. It's not even up. It's crashed. It's gone. They
Why
failed.
is it so bad?
We'll talk about that after this.
Like, was it worse than a Switch release? I'm just like, how,
Kind of.
everyone's just befuddled.
I think it's amplified because more people are home.
Okay.
And more people are opportunists. So they're trying to scalp.
Demand for home entertainment's gone up. So
yeah.
People are like, ooh,
you still can't buy a Switch. Every time I go to Target, there's no Switches there.
I just remember that Animal Crossing Switch, how popular it was. People scrambling to get one.
So Microsoft crashed. Best Buy.
Way to go.
Best Buy said coming soon, forever. Walmart. I don't know what happened to Walmart. I was trying to finance it. It was not working at all.
Yeah.
Then they sold out. So they were putting the inventory numbers. They weren't separating them. They were just put Xbox Series X. You want to buy it? You can buy it. If you want to finance it, you can finance it. They're all in the same pool. That went gone. GameStop didn't even let me in. So they let me in after. And all the shit was gone and all the overpriced bundles were gone. I eventually got one by chance on Best Buy. Who knows? Oh, and Target said, you have too many in your cart, and then yoinked it out of my cart. I was like,
how many did you have?
One. And it just took it out for some reason. And then they sold out. This has been the worst launch week ever. And I'll tell you why I'm extra salty.
Okay, go ahead.
But RTX 3080, we mentioned it a few weeks ago, and we said that this was super hype, really good jump up in specs. I tried to get one. So let's give you a timeline.
In person, you did.
In person, yes. So me and my friend Bobby McRib were planning on going to get one. He's in desperate need of an upgrade for his graphics card. And I'm his tech guy, so I talk him through what he needs. He was settled on the 3080. Big enough jump, and it'll still work with what he has for the time being until he can upgrade the rest of his shit. This was Wednesday last week, the 16th. It is the 23rd as of this recording. It was, I knew that supply was going to be low because of all the other things that are going on. Like, you can't get a power supply for a reasonable price at this point because they don't have any. Their yields are not that great. And customs and things are getting pushed back, etc. I knew that things were going to be constrained.
Wonky.
Right.
Yeah.
But not to this degree.
They should have known. It just sounds like they didn't care. And why don't the distributors like Target, the retail sellers, have enough? Like, do they create this?
We have our reason. We know.
Go ahead.
So, spoiler alert, the reason why there's no stock is because they're creating artificial demand.
Yeah, that was just what I was about to say. Okay.
Yeah. Nvidia did an oopsie and shot their load too quick and revealed their hand to AMD, which is slated to come out with some type of graphics card in the near future, in the next month or 2 or 3. So they're creating artificial demand so that they can jack up the prices, which they already jacked up the prices on day one.
Right.
So I got word that, well, the first word I got, they weren't having any Founders Edition cards. I was like, okay, whatever. I can get over that. I'll just buy a third-party card. So on the 16th, about 10 p.m. or so, the plan was to go at around 3, 4 in the morning. I was going to go before I picked up Bobby to scope out the area to see who was there, right?
Scout it. Okay.
Yeah. Just to see if there was like 70 people there at 3 in the morning, I could just go home, not wake him up. You know what I mean? I'll just go back to sleep. I received some word from people that I know that worked in Micro Center. I used to work there 3 years ago. They said there's 50 people outside and it is 10 p.m. the day before. I was like, okay. I was like, all right, that's not that bad. Because partner cards are, there are a whole bunch of them. There's Asus, MSI, etc., right? They only had 11 cards.
Again, why? Like, I have money, you have a product, just sell me this product. Like, how does it benefit them for these, like oh, I forgot the name. Scalpers, who like resell it on eBay. No
Yeah, they
offense to the
created a scalper's market.
So why? That doesn't benefit them.
It
They don't
does.
make that profit. Okay.
If you remember the mining craze of
Yes,
2017 or so,
I do.
that demand can make Nvidia or whoever drive up the costs for the retail costs for their cards. You had cards that
Okay.
were going for like $2,000, $1,500 that were basically, they were doubling the price. That's what
Okay.
they're banking on now because they did it too early and they don't have enough stock. So the story gets better. The 17th on Thursday, I basically took it out of my brain. I slept very well that night.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
so on the 18th, I was up at around 6 in the morning. I go and I check, just to check. I don't know why. And they have 7 in there. I was like, oh shit. Okay. I'm
Gotta
going to
go.
shower. I'm going to leave. I got to go. Broke every traffic law getting there. There was only one person. One person there. And I knocked on his window, little neckbeard. Knocked on his window. I was like, hey, are you here for the 3080? He's like, yeah, man. I'm like, okay, cool. They have 7. It was about 7 in the morning at this point. Nerd talk, things happen. Someone tries to skip the line. I thought this guy was gonna get fucking murdered.
Beat to death with like what pocket protectors?
Yeah, hand warmers or something like that. It was extra cold, and this is where I got the throat tickles from because it was kind of cold and I was outside in a hoodie and like a long sleeve. So
I too have been outside in a hoodie and long sleeve, but that's because it's freezing at 60 degrees here.
yeah, I wish.
Okay, anyway, please continue.
10 a.m. rolls around. That's when the store opens, and I started getting a little weary at around 9:30, 9 o'clock, because the
Mm-hmm.
manager came out into the store and didn't hand out any vouchers. Didn't try to do anything for the line or anything like that. I was like, okay, this is going to be bad. So what they did was on the previous day, I guess people were so fucking mad that they took down names of people to put on a wait list, but told everybody else on their channels that it's first come, first serve. So you had a fucking group of people, about 50 or 60 people that were behind me
That
going
have
to the
vouchers.
back. Yeah, no vouchers. Thinking
Oh,
that it's first come, first serve. And thinking that they had cards in the back that just got shipped in. I know how
nope.
that place works. That's all they have.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody bum rush, no social distancing, nothing like that. Some of them don't even have fucking masks on, just
Like
bum
Fall
rushing.
Guys.
Yeah, exactly like that. Bum rushing into the back. I know where everything is, so I know the cashier lady, and I tried to finagle myself to get one, like maybe off like to the side or whatever. Maybe oops, you know what I mean? And I'll pay for one. No luck on that one, so I just pieced the fuck out of there because I just looked back there and everybody was like surrounding this one guy. I was like, yo, poor dude, you don't get paid enough for this, bro. You get paid like $4 an hour. Sucks to be you. So, yeah, this is a shit show launch,
Mm-hmm.
and tomorrow is when the 3090 comes out, which is $1,500,
Yeah.
$1,700 if you buy a partner card, which is you're looking to spend about $2,000 out the door. And people have been waiting since 2 days ago
Wow.
outside. I'm like, yo, yeah, clownery that's gone on this week for Game Timber.
I like Game Timber. So you want to move on to the PS5 event and then what happened next?
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about that. Go ahead with the PS5 event, please.
So PS5 came and they unveiled their price, as I said earlier. They were showing off some games. They showed off Miles Morales. Some of the
Cool.
games that are coming out to PC, which is okay. Not the big ones. So Miles Morales is not coming. Horizon Zero Dawn, assuming is not coming. And their big one, which I think was God of War, is not coming to PC. And Demon Souls. Demon Souls is that's a rager. That'll get you breaking shit. These games cost $70 now.
Oh,
Yeah, so
that's
NBA
going to affect the whole
2K,
industry. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
NBA 2K21 wasn't greedy little fucktards, and I think that's going to be the new price for games. So that shit's going to be looking
Ugh.
like $76 in New York City if you buy a game, which is yikes. I hope that doesn't leak onto PC because that would make me really upset.
Yeah, that's not
Um,
good. Like we're playing $5 Among Us. How the yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
so PS5 basically took their foot and put it in Phil Spencer's ass. And how did he respond? How did Xbox clap back?
Todd Howard stepped in, Bethesda's dad, and Xbox, Microsoft bought Bethesda for over what was it?
Billion.
$1 million?
Million.
Oh shit.
That's the
Yeah.
most. Yeah,
And
they
in my opinion, like this was a quiet little acquisition, like merger. Like this wasn't headline breaking news, which just goes to show how underrepresented games are and how disrespected they are as money makers still. I just feel like this should have been much bigger news than it was and gone much further outside of gaming.
yeah. So Xbox bought ZeniMax Media, which owns a lot of companies.
Mm-hmm.
Bethesda, id Studios, id Software. So now Xbox said, "Oh, okay, we don't have games. Cool. We'll just buy, 3 or 4 of the biggest, most popular franchises in the gaming space, meaning
Mm-hmm.
Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Doom, etc., etc." Are you excited by this or what?
Yeah, I am. Hopefully this will expedite game releases, like being under the Microsoft umbrella. Hopefully it will give them more money and they can make more games. And also the point people were making about getting a Fallout New Vegas 2 now.
Hmm.
That's an interesting point I think we should bring up
Yeah, that
because
makes me moist.
Bethesda did not publish it or have anything to do with, the creation of the game. They had just done previous they did previous and then um following released more Fallouts, but New Vegas was its own thing. So we might get a second one now.
Yeah, so Bethesda stepped in for Fallout 3, made
Hmm.
it first person or third person, depending on how you play.
Yeah, I like that game a lot.
Yeah, that changed the franchise. I think that's what made it like a powerhouse, like mainstream powerhouse. Obsidian, I think some of them had a hand in one of the earlier ones. It was either Fallout 1 or 2, but Fallout 1 or 2 are very dated games, but very rich games. Play them. They're often free or very cheap on PC, or I don't know if they're on console.
You have to mod them, don't you?
You have to. Well, you're gonna need hopes, thoughts, and prayers to get Fallout 3 to run. For some
Yes.
reason, it doesn't work.
I just have it. But there is a way to get it to work. I forget what it is.
Yeah, you have to do some finagling with that. But Obsidian developed Fallout New Vegas. Bethesda produced it, and they haven't had in a decade anything to do with anything else. They created the Outer Worlds, which is part of Microsoft Game Studios. And now Microsoft owns both. Um, Obsidian and Bethesda. So if they can give us a Fallout New Vegas 2, this is obviously not going to come out until like 4 years from now. That'll get
I don't know.
me.
Maybe they've been working on it, just hoping. Anyway, no, probably not. But I can hope. I would love to get a new Fallout, and I liked what Obsidian did. I didn't know that Bethesda produced it.
Yeah, they were the publishers.
Are you sure?
Positive, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's big news. Now Microsoft has games, and this ties into their Game Pass Ultimate. I think the Game Pass Ultimate is a
Mhm.
viable purchase for even PC gamers
Yeah.
because now you have a full library of EA games that's included in the price. So that's your Maddens that you don't have to pay $60 every year for a roster update. All the Fallouts, the Dooms, which just came out I think earlier this year for
Mhm.
$60. That's big. That's a good value. I think it's like $15 a month. Only caveat is it's done through the Microsoft Store or like the Xbox app on Windows, which is kind of.
Trash.
You think it's trash?
I walked away from it like over a year ago because, while playing Sea of Thieves, because Discord is just so much better. The VoIP is trash. Like, that's why I don't think it's good. Is you're supposed to be able to chat with other people and easily connect, and it just, or even control. Like, say if you're still playing on your Xbox, use a smart glass to control your Xbox. That never worked. Um, yeah, frustrating.
Yeah. Anyway, this is big news. I'm excited for all the Xbox ponies. And if I decide to keep the Xbox, I'm gonna get the Game Pass Ultimate for sure.
Is there
Um,
anyone not happy about the acquisition of ZeniMax by Microsoft?
I haven't seen anybody like be butthurt. But again, I haven't really looked at it too hard.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I just haven't seen it either. And I like Bethesda. I'm a Bethesda fan. Just haven't been much of a fan of what they've been doing recently, like Fallout 4, and then how long it is to come out with the next Elder Scrolls. Um, so yeah.
yeah, I can't see this being a bad thing. I think it's a good thing, especially Bethesda lost a lot of goodwill from me. Um, with the
Mm-hmm.
Fallout 76 release, it being mega ultra trash, and then the deal even further, like 5 years ago, the DLC for Fallout 4 was very lackluster. Um, it was maybe I think like the Harbor one was okay, and then everything else, like the Nuka Cola one, was kind of eh. And then they lost a lot of goodwill with the modders charging for mods, which is kind of an edgy take from them.
But they've done mobile gaming. Fallout Shelter has been a huge success.
Is there any purchases for that game, like in-app purchases?
Yes, 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 yes.
Is it predatory? Can you play without it?
Yeah, you can definitely play without it, but you can pay to get more like loot boxes so you can get more characters. Like, but by accident, I got Three Dog. That's his name, right? From Fallout 3.
Mhm.
And I was really excited about that, like to get like known NPCs from the game. But you could buy more lunch boxes to get more characters. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't fault people for that because that's just the way the industry is now.
if the game is free, I'm fine with you selling cosmetics. It's much better than running ads in your game.
Let's not talk about that. We can rant for 30 minutes about that one.
Okay.
You want to move on?
Yeah, we talked about Among Us and Super Mario. Sound like you're excited about No Man's Sky. You want to mention that?
Yeah, really quick. No Man's Sky turned it around 100%. I was looking at this. You could look it up if you want. It's called No Man's Sky Origins. It's a free update for the game. I'm one of the people that got this game for like $10.
Yeah,
So
I bought it, but I had a hard time with it.
yeah, I think I was looking at all the updates, and I think you played like right in the middle. And they've been so many. There's been at least like 8 updates since you've played.
Okay. Is the movement better? I just would always like float off the. I would have such a hard time with the controls.
I don't know. I don't actually know anything like of detail, but I'm looking forward to playing this once Path of Exile burns out for me, which is looking like soon. Yeah, check
I
it
can.
out. If you can get it for cheap, it should be a good game. It has positive reviews, and bravo for them for turning it around because this game was a shit show when it came out.
Yeah, it was, and it was full price, right? Like
Yeah,
I think getting it for $30, maybe even 40, is worth it. But ugh,
yeah, check it out.
I don't. I thought for sure I'd like it, but turns out I didn't like it. And I would constantly get like attacked by monsters from behind
Hmm.
or like aliens, and I was like, no
You know
more
what
of
you can
this.
do is they have modes now. So they
Hmm.
have normal mode, survival mode, which I think is like the regular normal, or maybe there's like hunger or something in there. Then they have permadeath for all the sweaties. So once your character dies, he dies. She dies.
Yeah,
And then they
rip.
have something called creative. I don't know if that's new or not. I saw that on the website, so maybe there might not be any like little baddies to kill you, and you could just enjoy the game, and it might be a little bit more chill. But I'm glad that they have the choice that you could play.
That's
Um,
cool. I'll have
yeah,
to check it out again.
yeah, I'm definitely gonna play this. If you want to play it, let me know.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I was like, I'll have to find a friend to play it.
No, we can play this.
'Cause-
I definitely. I'm anything to get me off fault, please.
Did you buy Grounded too? I want to play that.
No, but I can.
Looks like fun. I'll give it a try. Just
You want
haven't
to talk
had a
about the next
chance.
thing?
Yeah, this Dreamhaven, a Blizzard executive founded Dreamhaven, this new game company.
You hype?
Yeah, I like the name. Check it out. You know, like Blizzard used to do good things. So I'm excited to see like the break off of that. Apparently, a lot of Blizzard employees have left too.
Yes, Activision is a poison. I think a lot of people notice that.
They're the Emperor Palpatines.
Hmm.
Palpatine
Yeah, I
of
wonder where they're gonna
gaming.
go. I don't want to harp on this too much, but do you think they're gonna go MMO or RTS?
Mm,
Oh,
they could do a shooter. I don't know. I have no idea.
like a Destiny? That should be interesting. All right,
I
TV
was
time.
thinking, yeah, let's move on. You excited about WandaVision?
Yeah, trailer for WandaVision came out.
Looks scary.
Does it? It gave me
I
some
don't know.
PTSD because my old job played that song, The Platters.
Hmm.
Um, Twilight Time is what it's called.
Are you into the black and white?
I think so. It gives me this like Bewitched vibe.
Yes. Or I Dream of Jeannie.
Yeah, like a Bewitched, Marvel, I Love Lucy, old honeymooners type style to it. But I don't know if that's just for the trailer or if it's gonna actually be that way.
Right. Like, is it going to become color at any point? It's just interesting to me. They would do black and white. Like, just why? You know?
Yeah,
I don't understand why such the.
I'm excited though. I think that Disney hasn't disappointed me yet with any of their shows.
Yeah.
So if they could put TV show storytelling with mini Marvel budget,
Hmm.
I'm for it. I'm here.
We're here for it. We're going to definitely watch it because it's on Disney.
Hmm.
So, yeah,
For
definitely
sure.
check it out.
The
All right.
Emmys.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about this. Yeah, that's right, pup.
Yeah, he's excited. Emmys. The winners were announced. I think the biggest one for me was Zendaya won Best Actress in I think a drama, leading actress in a drama, youngest to ever do it, by
Hmm.
the way.
And there were some really big names in there.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying that this is an upset victory. I think these people haven't seen Euphoria,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that
Oh,
there's a
watch it.
stigma. Yeah, there's a stigma of it being a teen drama show, but I don't. If that's basically discounting the show because this is very adult themes that kids have to deal with. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
I'm not. I don't subscribe to that. It was upset. What I am upset about, however, is Watchmen got some good recognition. HBO got some good recognition overall. I think they stole the show, right?
They always do.
No Watchmen season 2, even though it got awards.
Hmm. Maybe they just told the story they wanted. You know, it wasn't going to be like a procedural get
Yeah,
in, get out.
I do want to see Schitt's Creek. Schitt's Creek apparently is
Yes, watch Schitt's Creek. It's funny.
really,
Um, if you like parody and satire, you know, Catherine Hara, Catherine O'Hara, the mom from Home Alone.
yes.
She is fantastic, of course, in this like comedy. And she talks like this because she's the socialite from New York. It's just fantastic. Like she's a total nut. And then the dad is Eugene Levy. Everyone knows Eugene Levy from American Pie. He was the dad, and then a whole bunch of other movies. He's like, it's so many movies.
Oh, there's a lot
Just
of
watch it.
seasons too.
And it was made by the son on the show, who looks exactly like Eugene Levy, by the way. It's the eyebrows. And then it was also made by Eugene Levy. So it's a father-son project. And them together is very good.
Okay, cool. I'll check it out.
I
Yeah,
found the daughter very annoying, but you're supposed to. But anyway, the show is worth it.
yeah. Streaming platforms are cleaning up. I think ever since what Netflix show won Best Picture? Was it Roma? Yeah, they've been
Probably.
cleaning up. Um,
What did Schitt's Creek win?
I think Catherine O'Hara won. I think lead actress, maybe.
No, that's what Zendaya won.
I think it was in a comedy though, because
Uh,
they have different things. Let me see. Yes, lead actress in a comedy.
good for her. She deserved it. Like I just talked about her character. Give it a watch. I think you'll think it's funny because they're from New York. They're New York like socialites.
Really, I'm gonna check this out. It's on Netflix, right?
Yes. And there's multiple seasons, I believe. Like I haven't watched all of them, but I definitely watched season 2. It's one of those shows kind of like Parks and Rec. Um, it's not shot like Parks and Rec, like a mockumentary, but it feels like the comedy where it's just like a little brain break. It's nice. Put on an episode of Schitt's Creek. You'll enjoy it. And then, you know, watch another one another time.
Yeah. Big news.
Mm-hmm.
This ties into this is our last TV topic. Before we get into what I like to call prime time, which is the movie and the show that we're watching. Jonathan Majors is the lead actor for Lovecraft Country, and he is
Ah,
he is being catapulted to the front for good reason. He is fucking fantastic.
he is in Lovecraft Country. I mean, who's the best? I don't. He's one of the best for sure.
Even this next episode, when he wasn't necessarily acting, he was or had any dialogue, he was good. You could feel what he was feeling or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about that. He landed a major role in Ant-Man 3, playing the villain,
Good for him. I'd like to see him as a villain.
which, yeah, I'm excited for this. Jonathan Majors in the MCU for Ant-Man, which I love Paul Rudd. I haven't been disappointed from an Ant-Man yet. This is cool. I'm excited. And also, Jonathan Majors was apparently in The Five Bloods. I don't remember that. But we'll see. All right, so
That's cool.
spoiler time. We're going to be talking about movies that we watch and the show that we're watching, which is Lovecraft Country Episode 6. Really quick, what's the next movie we're watching?
It's called Class Action Park, and it's about a New Jersey water park that I grew up going to.
Oof.
It was
This one's
so
personal.
dangerous. Yeah, it's a personal thing, so that's why I really wanted to watch this movie. Just takes me back to those childhood times where you were like, "Mom, are you sure I can do this? Like, this is safe?" It was not safe. Just growing up in a different time where, your parents drank pina coladas and were like, "Go have fun. I'll meet you back here in 2 hours."
Yikes.
Exactly. That was, I don't know. It's just kids were raised differently. So, yeah, let's watch Class Action Park. I'm really interested in it. I've just heard it's good. So, love it. I love watching a good documentary.
Okay. So the movie that we watched this week
Mhm.
is, I think, the finale of the Cornetto trilogy, right?
Yeah, The World's End, which is the trifecta of Edgar Wright and then Simon Pegg and Nick Frost.
Okay. You've seen this before, obviously.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of these movies.
This is my second favorite. So if I had to rank them, it would be Hot Fuzz, number 1, The World's
Mhm.
End, number 2, and then Shaun of the Dead.
Mm.
And I
I
was,
would go yeah.
I
Yeah,
was, yeah,
I
he
I
understands.
agree.
Yep. I don't know. The humor didn't do it for me in Shaun of the Dead.
It's dark, but I liked it. I like the ending a lot.
I forgot the ending. Um,
Well, let's spoil it. It's a famous ending where you think it's like the end and everything's gone to shit, but then it shows the ending of him and his girlfriend, right, sharing a house, and then he goes out back to the shed and plays video games with his best friend.
yes. I'm kind of lukewarm on that one.
Okay. I liked it because everyone was like, yeah, I do that with my best friend too.
It's like Walking Dead vibes.
We could game forever.
Yeah. So The World's End, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't go into any of these movies with any expectations or knowing what they were about. The World's End it started off a little weird for me. I didn't know what it was about. I was like,
Right.
okay. And then it just, at some certain point, maybe, what would you say? It's like a quarter way through? It just turns?
Things go weird.
Yeah, it takes a hard left. So
You suspect, right? Like with Hot Fuzz, that things are a little off. Did you not? Did you get a weird vibe from the
I
town folk?
not really. I didn't notice it at first, but then once they like pointed out, you kind of notice it that they're like dead inside. Um I thought it was had to do with the main character. I knew that at some point that he was admitted somewhere, right?
Yes,
In the
because he
very
tried to
beginning.
kill himself.
Right. Did he? I missed that.
Yeah, he had to show his arms, right? And someone pulled up his sleeve and he
Oh,
cut his
that's
wrist.
why he didn't want to show his arm towards the end of the movie. Right?
Yes, the very end. That was the reveal as well. Is that, I mean, this guy is such a psycho, annoying alcoholic, but there's a real darkness there. Like it's because of this deep mental illness. Um, yeah, he was really going through some shit and he was a real asshole, like lied a lot, deflected a lot, was just kind of deceitful and manipulative with like these people he's supposed to care about. But I got this vibe of the beginning of like the Breakfast Club, those like 80s movies where they're all kind of walking down the street,
Yeah.
kicking trash cans over. But I just like that they're all like everyone else except Simon Pegg is just this total normal man, just living their lives like with their wives and their corporate jobs. And then there's Simon Pegg, who's just a nut.
Yeah, he's wild. A wild boy. I thought
So
they were gonna. Well, go ahead.
what did you think they were gonna do?
I thought it was gonna take like a Shutter Island type of like spin. That's what I was originally thinking, because I the the circle, like I don't remember if he was in the hospital and they were talking in the circle. Um, I I knew that had some significance, but I didn't know what. So I thought they were gonna kind of put it that way, that he was like mental, like he was just fantasizing this shit. Um, but apparently not. So it takes a twist that people are like robots or some shit, like Rock'em Sock'em robots, which I thought was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Well, they discuss what was that discussion about robots over and over again? You know what robot means? Slave. And they're like, we're not robots. They were aliens.
Yeah, that's. I think there were aliens inside of like a husk, right?
Well, they were aliens, and then I think they were taking people and turning them into these like automatons. But what was it? But it was with the purpose of like learning about humans, so they became them. I just thought that was interesting. You know, it's like, what's the purpose of this little town being, body snatched?
Yeah, I thought this was a fun one. It wasn't as fun as Hot Fuzz, but I was thoroughly entertained.
You see the I guess the themes that run through the three movies. Did you notice the fence scenes?
Yes.
Every movie had a fence scene to a different degree. Like in Hot Fuzz, Simon Pegg was just this like, roid rage, just ultra machine, and hopped all the fences in a row. And
Hmm.
then in both Shaun of the Dead and especially in World's End, he just ate it on the fences. And it was
Yeah.
always Simon Pegg doing it.
Yeah. I noticed that. I think
Another,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say another theme I noticed was that um, they all are about quirky British towns. Like it's not London, right? It's like these little countryside towns. And I wonder what the purpose of that is. Like if Edgar Wright grew up there, or they're just kind of obsessed with the, simple life that exists, that can exist, in England. Um, and just highlighting the little quirks, I guess, of these people living simple lives in these small towns. I'm just wondering why all three of them had that.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Why they wouldn't choose like London or some other big place. But I think that plays into like the themes of each movie, right? Like random crazy shit happens. I don't think that would happen in London. There's too many people, right?
Yeah, it wouldn't have worked. So I guess that's why they're set. Like the stories work with their quirky little humor and wit in these quirky little towns who don't welcome outsiders every single time. They're so
Mm-hmm.
hostile and toxic to outsiders, no matter what.
Yeah, I think that's why Hot Fuzz was my favorite, because I think it's the most believable out of the bunch.
Mm. A cult in a small town.
Mm-hmm.
It was just making fun of like a homeowners association.
Yeah.
That's Hot Fuzz, by the way. We
One
keep
thing
talking about it instead of the other ones.
one thing I want to mention that Edgar Wright's directing got way better as the films progressed. The
You
shots were
think
way
that
better.
the editing too? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
That's why I think me watching Shaun of the Dead after watching Hot Fuzz was a mistake.
Mm.
Especially after we didn't even watch this one. Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
I've just watched that one a lot. I didn't want to watch it again right now.
Yeah, I've seen that movie dozens of times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bravo. I really liked it.
I like all his work. He's done other things too. Look at his IMDb, Edgar Wright. He seems like a nice guy too. Like the interviews I've seen, he's just this man that directs movies with his mates.
With his mates.
Cheers, mate. Sorry, I shouldn't. My British friend Masterclass is always like, no, just don't. Just stop. Probably because I sound Australian. Well, anything else to add about The World's End or the Cornetto trilogy?
No, I think if you haven't seen it, definitely watch it. But Watch them in order, please.
Yeah, which is Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, then World's End.
Yeah. All right. Spoiler alert. We're going to be talking about episode 6 of Lovecraft Country.
Yeah, what did you think?
This one I didn't expect this one. I knew that they were going to do some type of off, well, like, not off access, that's not the word, like a different perspective this episode, but I didn't know it was going to be the whole episode.
Yes, it was very different from the others, but honestly, every episode has been very different from each other.
Yeah.
But this just had none of the actors of the previous episodes, except towards the end.
Yeah. Bobby mentioned this to me. Have you seen the show called Love, Death, and Robots?
Yes. Yeah, it's a anthology. Yeah.
So something very similar happened in one of the episodes called Good Hunting, I believe.
Is that the one where the girl wakes up?
It was one of the. It was. I don't remember. I don't even know if this is what it. Yeah, this is Good Hunting. So this one revolves around this episode on Lovecraft Country revolves around a mythical creature in, I think, Asian culture. They have different names, different.
It was beautiful in showing Korean
Yes,
culture.
this was Korean. This was the Korean War.
1949.
Yeah. So the girl is not human, right? That's fair to say.
Yes. I just want to say maybe we can talk about the beginning of this movie. It was beautiful. Just shot by shot. It looked like a gorgeous like Shinkai anime that they had made real life. Beautiful costumes, and even they were trying to emulate like a Judy Garland movie the whole time. Just really did a good job of taking us back to a bit of this idealized like romantic view of 1949 in Korea. And I loved it. I loved her clothes the entire episode. The costumes, the sets, the acting was really good too. I watched the beginning of this and I was like, oh, this is gorgeous. You know, like I totally could have watched this before bed. And then like 20 minutes in, I was like, oh, no, 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 no. You want to
No.
say what happened?
Yeah, so we don't get
She's
the
almost
full
like
story.
she's like a succubus of some type.
Kind of. So it's like a nine-tailed fox, like is like the mythical creature that's supposed to right the wrongs of men. So this ties into, I don't think it really ties into race this time. It ties into, I think, like gender roles in this time, because women were basically looked down upon, right? In the 50s. So you get a couple of glimpses of how her life is, and she goes to like this weird dating thing, which I wish that's how it was now, but it's not. Definitely infinitely worse. But yeah, she's viewed as not a woman. Her wants and needs or hobbies are not looked at with validity, so she gets looked at as like a sex object, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, she'll let you beat the cheeks, but she's gonna kill you, dude.
It's her job to seduce men. I found let me read this real quick. Kumiho, literally nine-tailed fox, as you said, is a creature that appears in tales and legends of Korea, deriving from ancient Chinese. So it, comes from Chinese myths. It's a fox that lives 1,000 years. A fox that lives 1,000 years turns into a kumiho, like its Japanese and Chinese counterparts. It can transform into a beautiful woman and often set out to seduce boys and eat their liver or heart.
Top.
I had never heard about this. and somehow it was beautiful. Like you were like rooting for her to have success and like bring a guy home.
Yeah, is it only like boys and men, right? It's not women, right?
Yes. No, it doesn't seduce women,
Is a
according to
according
this.
to the, I don't know, the lore of the law, she has to consume 100 souls in order to turn back into the human. We do get some revelation on why she was summoned, because she they have to be summoned, right, by like a little priestess. Um, Kind of a tragic story too. Um, her stepdad that we know, um, she's a child of, like out of wedlock,
Mm-hmm.
and in order to save her mother from, you know, being shamed, because these are small towns in Korea and everybody knows each other. Um,
Mm-hmm.
she marries this guy, which rapes her, which is kind of like a. I think they did it in a tasteful way. Like it wasn't. They didn't show anything, which was cool. Um, no flashbacks or anything like that. But yeah, that's why she was summoned, because I think she wanted to get rid of the dad. Right, the dad was the first one,
Yeah.
and this woman is kind of, I don't know. She's not her daughter, but she kind of is. She has the memories of her or the dad, so she
Yeah.
knows about all the horrible shit, not about all of the good stuff. Is what I got from this one.
Yeah. She like sees some of their bad memories when she kills them. Also, I just would like to point out, I'm sure no one wants me to point this out, but last episode there was a rape. A woman shoved a high heel up a man's ass. And then this episode, a woman shoved her furry tentacle up a man's ass and then stuck all the other tentacles in like every orifice. And I just was like, the butt stuff.
Yeah, someone likes butt stuff over there. Um, so this obviously plays in some grand scheme of things. We've gotten, to harping back to other episodes, we got flashbacks of this girl, the main girl. We didn't know where she was from. We didn't know her name. We knew that it was from the war because we knew that Atticus came home back to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't know how they met or anything. So we get that. One of the most powerful things that I thought happened in this episode was how the war affected Atticus and how cold blooded he was when they were trying to
Ooh,
find
the
a
spy.
traitor, like the communist traitor that was leaking things from the medical ward, where this girl worked, and Bobby is he's a gun owner, and he has a 45, and he told me that 45s are notorious for jamming, and that's the gun that he tried to kill that lady with,
Uh,
the sergeant, whoever he was. And here comes Atticus with the fucking coldest look on his face.
yeah.
Dead eyes. Just fucking blows her head off.
I was not expecting that.
And it's so sudden, right? And if you watch that again, just look at Jonathan Majors acting. He's not really doing
Mhm.
much. But when you can, like, you know who does this well? Tom Hardy. When you can
Mhm.
convey emotion with facial expressions or just anything like that, or body language, it is so fucking good.
Yeah, it was the way he walked too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
was
everything
really good.
about him. Mhm.
You have this
And
like,
then the nurses were doing a good job as well, I think. But yes, it was very obvious the job that Jonathan Majors was just killing that scene,
yeah,
literally.
literally. Um, yeah, everybody acts their ass off. In this show, Do you know the main lady's name? What's her
I'm
name?
sorry.
Shit.
I don't remember. I know I was trying to think that while we were talking earlier. I couldn't remember her name. He said it before because he's called her. She's talked to him.
I'm talking about her IRL name.
Oh, right.
Well, she was fantastic too because she was the focal point of this episode, and a lot of her uh Judy Garland scenes. She's the one that plays Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, right? Am I wrong about that?
You're right.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, Judy Garland was huge back in the
Mhm.
40s and 50s. That was like her prime when she was doing movies, you know, all the time. And I so what did you think? Did you think that I've read online that people think that this is like a homage to Korean horror movies?
Huh.
Do you
I could
do
see
you
that.
yeah, you get
Yeah.
that vibe or no?
Yeah, the scene where the tentacles come out, yeah, like how it showed it and then it went to the silhouette of like the kill happening.
Jamie Chung is the girl's name.
She's excellent.
Yes, she is fantastic. Um so yeah, we mentioned how Atticus killed her friend, and she is a nine-tailed fox in a woman's body. She was planning on killing him, and
Yeah,
she said
what shifted from going for the kill to her caring about him? Like what caused that?
there was a few things. So this was like a tiered approach. Like he wasn't that type of guy to be like, let me get those cheeks like right then and there. He wanted to like he couldn't read. So Atticus, if you notice in the
Mhm.
earlier episodes, has these tight fucking glasses on that literally like grasp his skull. And there's a reason for that. He got injured in the Korean War and his glasses were broken.
Ah,
So he has those things that go on his head that won't. I mean, I'm assuming if you like punched him in the face, they would break, but maybe they fell out of his pocket or he smacked them or something like that, and they broke, and he couldn't read. And they
mhm.
harken back to his uncle reading his favorite book,
Yeah.
and they make a connection. One of the connections that you mentioned was that she was a movie buff. You got that from the Judy Garland stuff. She
Mhm.
loved movies, and he was a book nerd, a bookworm, and she had seen the movie based on the book, but
Mhm.
it was different. Just like in other books and movies like Shutter Island, they have
Mhm.
to cut things out. So they bond on the fact that the ending is different in the book, and she has to read it to him because he can't read.
Mm.
And she finds, I think that he's a little bit different than his comrades
Mhm.
because again, the themes of women equality come back up because a lot of comfort girls were allowed on the base, which is
Yes.
just
Which are
words for
just
sex dolls, basically.
yeah.
And a lot of, again, R word rape happens for the people that they're sworn to protect. And I think she realizes that he's different. And there's two more things. One, with the movie that he brought to show her on the base. You remember
Yeah.
that?
That was really romantic.
Yes. And harkens back to the uncle again that he does the traveler's guide. And they keep dropping these hints like something's coming. They don't think I notice what I notice. Um, that, and then we find out that Atticus was a virgin.
Yeah, wasn't expecting that either.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest one. Because she was about to kill him at that point,
Mhm.
and he kind of like, hey, we don't have to do this. And then she realized that he's not a torn soul. He just got lost. Um,
So that's all it was just him not wanting to fuck her? Like just every other man I guess she encountered had walked all over her and used her as a sex object.
Yeah, and they paid the ultimate price for it. Um, yeah, I think that's what it is. That's just my interpretation of it. Maybe that he was a virgin and he didn't want to like force into it, which is kind of like the opposite of what happened between him and Letty, which is kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It's yeah.
yeah, and then
No longer a virgin in that era.
yeah, and then I guess he like clapped those cheeks a few times, right? And she learned to control her little tentacles, and he was supposed to be number 100 to break the curse.
That's why he was special. Okay.
Yeah, he was supposed to be the last one to release her of this shit. I thought they were gonna go the way of killing the mom,
Right.
but apparently not. Um, yeah, she does an oopsie, and her little tentacles show, and then she has little eye suckers that come out of her eyes. She doesn't kill Atticus, obviously, because this is a
This is
previous,
before.
yeah,
Yeah.
previous events, and she sees this is. I think this is the most important part, and I think it's worth going back and probably playing it on like half speed to see what exactly happens. But she gets to see people's futures, and apparently we get the devs revelation, or the Deus revelation, that he's going to die,
Mm.
and she begs him not to leave. But what do you think? What do you think about that?
Yeah, because then she calls him in the future, like present day, and is like, I told you. But we think she's like this ghost. I don't know. Like, how does she become militarized? Like, I'm sure we're gonna get more. Because she's a soldier that comes and fights him and tries to stab him, right? Like,
Don't you think that's PTSD though?
yeah, you're right.
It could be. She is
But
Korean, but she's not a part of Communist Party of Korea. So that could be, you know, I forget that lady's name, the one with the weird teeth and the blue eyes. Um, that could be her playing around with him, because she played around with Letty before they actually did anything
mm-hmm,
about having Atticus, basically take her or whatever, and then the uncle with his wife that previously passed.
mm-hmm,
Um, so maybe just trying to, 'cause they kind of did it. This is like episode 2, right? That we're talking about.
mm-hmm,
They
mm-hmm.
did it in different. So they did fear, lust, and nostalgia. They try to harken on those 3 different things to
Mm.
fuck with people. Um, yeah, I thought this episode was different
Yeah,
than everything else that we've seen, but it was still fantastic. It was shot very well, acted very well. The history is rich in this one.
it is. It's really cool. Like, hey, I learned.
Yeah, any show that makes you, think outside the box and harkens back
Yeah.
to IRL history is A plus in my book.
I was looking up words they were using too because they were not translating certain Korean words. Like they were like, how do you get a man? Like, and they were like, well, it's bon mal. And I was like, that must mean butt sex. But then I Googled it and that means like pillow talk. So like she
Mm.
was saying, I got a man because I'm skilled at pillow talk. And I was like, oh, that was not what I was expecting. I don't know. It was really good. I like the little things within it. I like the huge dose of Korean culture, learn about a different culture in a bygone era that America was involved in. So really they touched on racism a lot too. I don't know if you noticed that.
Where?
Like, well, the American soldiers when they were being rolled into the hospital were calling the nurses slurs. They're like, "Get
Oh,
away from me, you slur." And I think it's a slur, maybe not as well known, but it still is. Like, you shouldn't be saying it. So,
was it the
yeah,
C word?
no, G word.
Oh, bad one.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, we don't need to say it, but it's just a slur. And it was hard to watch that. Like these women trying to save these American lives because they were, quote unquote, fighting. The nurses were on the side of the Americans, but the Americans hated them.
Yeah. So not to spoil anything, but we're gonna see more of I think her name is Gia?
Hippolyta?
No, Gia, the Korean love interest.
Oh,
And then this harkens back to last episode of what the fuck happened, because Atticus makes a discovery that says die, and he calls what we assume is Chia, and he says, "What are you?"
yeah.
We already know what she is, so he knows what she is, right? He's seen the tentacles. So I don't know what he means by that. So she has a more important role than I think we're led to believe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. After watching this, I still felt like I needed to read a synopsis, but also I enjoy any movie or TV that makes me go like Wikipedia things afterwards or during.
Yeah, this one needs a couple of watches to soak everything in. It's very rich.
And it's mostly in Korean. Like, be ready for subtitles.
Yeah, that's what I forgot to mention.
Be
Subtitles.
ready to read. Yeah.
I think that's it. This is another fantastic episode. Not my favorite, but up there.
Really good. Really beautiful. Reminded me a bit of Westworld, how gorgeous, this one off was shot. So, but yeah, thanks for listening. If you're still here, we appreciate you. Give us some feedback in the Discord or subscribe to the YouTube. Follow us on Twitter at LowerBitrate. Anything to add?
Nope.
All right. See you next week, everybody.